It's gotta be hype. It's gotta be lit.
This is Andrew Stravs.
And I'm Ryan Weddle. Welcome to Kamp. Good morning, campers.
Good morning, campers.
This is Ryan.
Hopefully, this is Andrew Stravs.
We got the dreaded weigh-ins later, so make sure you guys are doing your jogs and some extra sweatpants.
Yep. Do it.
It's fat camp.
You're back in fat camp, and we are your camp counselors. So let's kick this one off, Ryan, by telling them that we have tour dates. Katastro has new tour dates.
Whoa.
And tickets are now on sale. We are coming to Vegas on March 11th.
Cha-ching.
Flagstaff, Arizona on March 12th. Tucson, Arizona, March 13th. We got El Paso, Texas on March 14th. We got Houston, Texas on the 17th. St. Petersburg, Florida on the 20th for the what are we doing? What festival?
Reggae Rise Up.
Oh my God, dude, you almost forgot your fest.
I almost forgot the fest.
Dude, he almost forgot the fest. Yeah, so your boys are fucking traveling the country once again.
We got more dates to be announced, TBA.
Yep, our booking agent's keeping us real busy. So
Shout out Troy.
Shout out Troy, our booking agent.
Them nice dates.
He's a good man. So yeah. So please come out to the spring tour. We have if you need tickets or VIP tickets, they are now on sale at Katastro.com. All right, dude.
Go get them.
We got the plug out of the way, dude.
We got that plug.
Our manager made us do that, dude.
Oh my God, this podcast is sponsored by Katastro now. What the fuck?
So annoying. He made us do that, but you know what? You guys got to come to the shows because we love you, and we're just gonna keep going. So
hey, what's your favorite city out of all those?
Let's see here.
It's kind of hard.
Dude, St. Petersburg is going to be really fun.
Yeah, St. Petersburg is going to be fun.
Florida is always a very good time for us.
Yeah, it is. The shows in Florida have been crazy recently. It's been growing.
Yes. We got El Paso on here too. I don't know when the last time we were there, but I feel like that could be...
We've only been there once.
Could be really fun. Yeah, we're excited to come back.
It was like a weird bar. Remember, we played on the patio, and there was no sound system, and this guy just pulled up in a truck and put like speakers on stage, but it ended up sounding like really good.
Wow, that sounds like... Yeah, I do remember that.
And then the bartenders were just like, yeah, whatever you guys want. Like, nobody comes to El Paso. and these people, like, all the people out there were so nice. It was really fun. Like, I remember pulling up and being like, this place is kind of sketch. And then it was
Vegas,
a lot of fun.
I feel like we always have a very interesting time in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yep.
The shows can be weird out there.
Yeah, they can be weird, so you guys better fucking show up to Vegas.
Show up and make it not weird.
Yeah, show up, not make it weird. And get us rooms at the Bellagio.
Take a little vacay, you know? Kick your feet up.
So yeah, we got the tour dates. What else we got going on? What'd you do this morning, Ryan? How was your morning?
I woke up. I stopped at a little mom and pop shop called Starbucks.
Oh wow, that's great of you to support your local independent businesses.
Yep.
I feel like you've always been that kind of guy that just wants to support the
shop
mom and
local.
pops.
Yeah, I do. I only shop local.
Did you get the local cold brew?
Yeah, it's called a blonde. Blonde roast.
Blonde roast.
It's Latin American.
It's
special.
I'm actually a firm believer in the blonde roast. If I must drink Starbucks, I'm getting the blonde roast.
It's not bad. I was there and I was like, it would have been just as fast to go to Provision, which is the.
Why'd you go to Starbucks? Did you want to punish yourself?
It had a drive-through, and I was like, this will be much faster. And then I pulled up.
Dude, Provision has a drive-through now.
They do?
No.
Oh. Fuck off. But no, yeah, I pulled up, and then like there was two other cars, and they saw me pull up, and they just like sped up to beat me into the line. Fuck them. I hope they pop their tires on the freeway.
I was up early this morning. I did some hot yoga at 6:30 in the morning, and
oh yeah, I forgot to say I did that too.
I wanted to put a picture in your head really quick. So there's this pose. It's called. First of all, picture me. I want you to picture this. I'm laying. I barely have any clothes on. I'm sweating in the hot room.
Okay.
and I'm on my back, my feet are in the air, and I'm holding my toes. It's called happy baby pose.
Good morning.
80 to 90% of the time I do that pose, I fart in class, and no one knows.
Everybody knows because it's 100-something degrees in there.
It is the safest, most safe area to fart in a hot yoga class because it's hot and smelly anyways. So if you do that, no one knows. It's you.
How hot
you can't
does
know who it is.
Bikram like it?
Bikram likes it hot. Have you
A
seen the
little
new
too hot
documentary?
sometimes.
Yeah, he likes it a little too hot.
It's controversial on
sometimes.
how hot he likes his hot yoga.
Oh man, I watched.
It's
that
crazy because
documentary, dude.
hot yoga is so undeniably good for you and like hard.
Even everyone
and-
in that documentary talks about how insanely how it changed their life dramatically.
Like yoga is fucking great for you, but Bikram was a fucking freak, man.
Bikram was crazy, dude. He did you watch the documentary?
I haven't watched the new one. I've seen a
Watch the
ton
one
of
on Netflix. It's crazy.
good?
It's good. It's really good.
wow.
But I've been practicing yoga for a few years now, and it definitely has helped my back and my just overall level of anxiety and stress.
I've never tried a single. I only think I've tried a pose as a joke.
I want to get you in there for some happy babies.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. I need a safe place to fart.
Dude, I knew bringing up that it was a safe place to fart would maybe get you in there.
No, I really maybe that would be my goal for the year. Like, I'll do one class.
Dude, I love how high you're aiming. That's great. I like that.
One yoga class for the year. Dude, it's hard.
No, it's fucking miserable, dude. It's so hard.
Yeah. How hot is it?
It's like 95 degrees, I think.
All right.
Sometimes dude, it's so
And how long is it?
Well, it depends. The classic Bikram yoga is 90 minutes.
All right. And then how hard is it to sneakily walk out?
Dude,
if
you
quit?
get it if you have a real teacher that's like a real Bikram trained teacher.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you shit if you try to leave the room. They'll
What do they say?
you're not supposed to leave the room. It's technically not good for your body to leave the room if you're starting to get overwhelmed. You're just supposed to sit down and relax, because if you switch from hot to cold really fast, it makes your body work even harder. So like if your body's worked up and then you walk into a cold, walk out of the hot room into a cold room, it's technically not helping you.
All right. I'm getting cold
It doesn't
feet
make
already.
sense, but yeah, it's.
I might not make it this year. Maybe next year. I'm going to be sick all year.
Oh man. Well, we're here, dude. This is Kamp episode 3.
Kamp episode 3. It's flying by.
It's I feel like at this point we're professionals.
Yeah. I'm a pro. I'm rich.
I'm rich.
I'm rich. I'm so good at podcasts. Wow. This is
So-
insane.
So, dude, I kind of wanted to talk about our album Gentle Predator. It's been how many years since that came out? Do you
When
know,
it
do
was-
you know what year? 2011.
Dude, I don't know.
I think it came out in 2011.
I think it was October 11th, 2011. I don't know
Really?
why I remember that. I can look. Here, I'm going to see if I'm correct, but I think pretty sure it's October 11th, 2011.
So, I was just thinking about kind of where our band was at when we made Gentle Predator, and I thought it'd be cool if we talked about that and gave people more insight as to where the band was at, what we were listening to, what the recording of that album was like, the making of that album. And the way we make music now is we sit in a room and each of us know how to kind of get by with recording ourselves and producing ourselves to a certain extent. And back then we didn't really know anything about recording ourselves, so we would just sit in a room and jam.
Yeah.
Me on the drums, you on bass, Tanner on guitar, Andy blaring through a PA, and just loud as fuck in a room. And that's how we wrote all of our music.
Garage.
We'd sit there and just practice and write the song over and over and over again, and we wouldn't even really record anything.
Yeah, let's take it back to 21 years old in Pasadena, California. That's where we recorded it.
Well, we recorded 2 of the songs there, but remember we recorded a couple songs in that kid's garage.
Oh my
Steve
Steve.
and Robbie, one of my friends from high school.
Oh my God, I totally
Remember
forgot
Robbie
was
Franzo? Robbie Franzo.
Oh my
recorded that.
God. And then you clogged his toilet within 10 minutes of going into his house. And it was
All right,
his
so
parents'
is
house.
that
It
where we're
wasn't
going to
his-
start the story from? We're
Yeah.
going to start this. This is officially the making of Gentle Predator. Ryan, what happened first?
We walk into the studio, a.k.a. Steve's garage at his parents' house. And Stravs.
What did I eat before we went there?
Chipotle, probably.
I'm so happy you remember that.
Yeah, because there was corn. And Stravs clogged the toilet at this kid's parents' house within 10 minutes of being at the house.
Yep. And I walk in. We literally haven't even recorded anything. He's like setting mics up on the drums. And I walk in with a red face. I'm super embarrassed. And I'm just like, hey, dude, I clogged your toilet. And you guys erupted. And I felt so embarrassed because like I didn't even know this kid. The first thing I do is show up to his house and clog his toilet.
Yeah, he had a really scene haircut. I remember that.
He did. But
hey, so did I.
Hey, but that's pretty cool. People still ask us to play songs off that album, and we recorded that shit in a garage.
Yeah. Well, and then we went to Pasadena with Joe from, he was in B Foundation for one tour, I think.
Yeah. We met a guy that was playing guitar for the B Foundation, who was like the second tour we ever went on. The B Foundation took us out, and his name was Joe Fick, and
Joe Fick.
Right?
It was Joe.
Did I just make up his last name?
Fick? Oh, Fickney, yeah.
Yeah, we called him Joe Fick.
Damn.
But he was like, hey guys, you got to come out to LA to my studio that I work at and record an album. So we actually did half of the songs off Gentle Predator in Phoenix.
I think we only did 2,
garage.
And then we did like 5 out.
Okay, yeah, and then we did like 4 or 5 out in Pasadena.
Damn. I remember I saw a possum in Pasadena. I was like, tripping.
I think we all thought it was like an alien or something.
I've never seen a possum before. They look mean. Possums look fucking mean.
The only things we've ever seen are coyotes and scorpions.
Yeah. Dude, one time I was going on a walk, which is what I did when I lived at my parents' house and I wanted to smoke cigarettes. I'd be like, I'm going for a walk. I'm like, wow.
They didn't realize
like 10 walks today.
They didn't realize at the time how much exercise you were getting while smoking cigarettes.
I went for a little nice walk for my health and walked around the corner and I saw a coyote in the middle of the street and it was like staring at me and I was like, fuck. Even though coyotes are pretty nice and they're scared of people.
Yeah, there are coyotes in my neighborhood all the time.
Still kind of intimidating though.
Yep.
Yeah. You think like this, I don't know. If I see a dog in the middle of the street, I'm like, oh shit.
Coyotes are fucked up, dude. They eat cats. They eat babies.
They eat cats and babies, but not people usually.
I don't
not
know.
Full-grown people. But anyway, I was just sitting there and he looks me in the eye and he shits in the middle of the street. And he just started shitting in the street. And then he did that thing that like all dogs do. And he just sat his ass down and scooted across the pavement to the other side of the street and ran away.
Was he still looking at you the whole time?
He
remained eye
the
contact?
way I remember it, yes. Probably not. But yeah, he just scooted his ass and then just wiped all across the street and then just took off.
That's some boss shit right there.
That is some boss shit right there. Do you remember when Joe Fick lit his pubes on fire in Corpus Christi?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Dude,
we're getting so sidetracked already. This is how it goes.
We're talking about the album.
We're talking about the
These
album.
are all things that
and it
made
was
the album.
inspired by coyotes staring Ryan in the face while shitting in the middle of the road.
And pubes on fire. Dude, that tour was... We met him on the B Foundation Spring Harvest Tour, and we made so little money on that tour. We weren't selling any merch. It was like our second tour ever.
Yeah.
So we didn't get paid like shit. And so we renamed it the Spring Stravs Tour.
Because we were so
because
broke.
We got to the point where we were like, had like 2 weeks left of tour and we had no money. And we're like, we have literally enough money and we will be making enough money for all of us to be able to eat peanut butter sandwiches.
No,
for every meal.
To steal peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh yeah, we had to
so
go.
Wait,
we still
so
stole
this
peanut
was
butter.
the tour. This was the tour that we did right before Gentle Predator.
Yeah.
Because right after this tour is when we recorded it. So we were sleeping in our van. We had a brown like piece of shit van. We didn't have a trailer. We had all the drums, all the amps, all the merch, everything packed in the van, and we were also sleeping in the van mostly every night.
Yeah, every night.
And we would sleep in front of Walmarts, and then we'd wake up in the morning and go into Walmart and steal like Naked Juices or loaves of bread, peanut butter,
Cliff Bars.
And yeah, we basically lived off like peanut butter jelly sandwiches and Cliff Bars. For
and then we
tour.
would steal them and we'd walk them into the bathroom and we'd shower in their sinks. That's so gross, dude. I walked into the bathroom of like a place like that recently and somebody was like doing the same thing. I was like, ew. And I was like, wait, I've done this a million times.
You're judging
like,
them, and then you're
somebody
realizing,
was like brushing their teeth in like a Walmart bathroom, and I was like,
ew.
oh God. And then I was like, oh God, I've done this so many times.
Probably done that more than that
More
person.
than them, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because when you're on tour, like you are homeless.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially back then, like when we couldn't even afford hotels, like we were real homeless.
You're real homeless for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like every now and then, like one of the other bands would give you like a little extra money, and then you'd be like, oh, we can have dinner.
Yeah.
And that was like us begging.
Oh my God. So we finished that tour. We go record Gentle Predator. Do you remember what we were listening to at the time?
A lot of RX Bandits.
I remember being obsessed with RX Bandits and Atmosphere, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Black Keys,
Incubus.
I
feel like it's pretty obvious once you hear those songs and you know what we're listening to.
It's crazy too, because like now I think we talked about this on one of the last episodes, but now because of streaming, there's so many options that are right at your fingertips. And when we were in high school, or right out of high school, preparing to write Gentle Predator, what that turned out to be, we only had like maybe 10 bands that we like heavily, all four of us listened to.
Yeah, because we'd have to burn CDs.
Yeah, we burned CDs for each other. It was like, we had like 10 of our favorite albums that we were constantly listening to over like a year or two span that were like that heavily influenced the band and like why we sound the way we do.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
That's crazy. A lot of like Living Legends, Hieroglyphics,
Atmosphere,
Red
so a
Hot
lot of
Chili
like
Peppers.
rap, and then
Oh,
Chili
man.
Peppers were a huge one for us.
Yeah, always haven't. Dude, I cannot believe that
John Frusciante
is back.
Yeah.
It made me so happy. But also, like, Josh did such a good job. I didn't realize how long he was in the band. It didn't seem like that long. It was like 10 years, right?
Yeah, Josh is super dope.
He's so dope. Remember when we went and saw him with Dot Hacker, his side project, and Zavala's,
Yep,
which is the
Cedric
Bixler from Mars Volta, and
Yeah.
Juan, right?
Juan too.
Nice. We ended up meeting Juan on tour once.
We met Josh that night, Josh Klinghoffer.
Yeah.
We were all scared shitless.
We were so nervous. We were in like a 100-person venue, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't talk to him. He was like running sound for them, I think, too.
Yeah.
Or he was like teching or something. Seemed like a nice guy.
Red Hot Chili Peppers are definitely one of those bands where like if I feel like there's, now that we've been touring a lot and we know how it works backstage and everything, I feel like there's few artists that I would like legit be like terrified if I like was standing next to or like saw backstage, and Chili Peppers are definitely one of them. Like if I saw Flea or Anthony or Chad Smith, like they were so just heavily ingrained in like my drumming and growing up playing music.
I would start burping a lot.
That was the first show I ever saw.
I would start burping a lot, like in The Jinx when he gets caught in the bathroom. He's like,
Flea would just walk up to you and you would just start going,
hi, Flea.
and then you would smash him for using a pick, and you'd be like, I would never.
Flea doesn't use a pick.
He does.
I know, sometimes.
Does he? He does.
I don't think so. I don't know him well enough.
So,
because I'm too busy burping. Wait, do you remember The Jinx when he gets caught? They're like, yeah, we have proof that you killed those women. And he was like, oh God, I need to go to the bathroom. And he still had his microphone on. And he's just burping the whole time.
I like that.
Me too.
So,
damn, I'm getting fidgety, man.
I've
had almost an
entire. You drink too much coffee?
Yeah, I had an entire medium.
Dude, please, this is only my first of the day, dude.
Oh man.
So, do you remember that one time you chipped your tooth eating Mexican food?
Yep, machaca. I had a machaca, and I chipped my tooth.
Can you walk us through your experience chipping your tooth eating Mexican food?
Okay, as far as I remember, I don't remember what state we were in or city.
It was probably somewhere really shitty.
Definitely. Well, I know we woke up at America's Best Value Inn, so it was definitely really shitty.
Yep.
And I woke up and I was like, fuck, I'm hungry.
Off to a good start. Just woke up at America's Best Inn.
Went to a Mexican food restaurant that was in the parking lot. Next good step. And then I took my first bite of machaca, and I chipped my tooth.
It was your first. It was the first bite.
The literal first bite.
That makes it so much better. I didn't know.
No, dude, it was like a dirty place, and I was like, you know me, freaking out, obviously. And I was like, all right, dude, you can do this. And I just first scoop, just chipped my tooth, and luckily it was like at the back, like it's still chipped. But it's in the back of my mouth.
I know. I wish it was the front tooth.
Me
dude.
too.
I so badly do.
I wish that
if we had to finish the rest of the tour with you, the chipped tooth, and you had to tell everyone every single night that it was because you ate machaca.
Oh my god.
Is that how you say it? Machaca?
I don't know, man.
Machuca?
Machuca.
Machuca.
I ate a bunch of machuca.
What is that?
Machaca?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
It's the
I
cow.
I think it's eggs.
the tooth. No, it's the tooth of a cow.
The tooth of a cow. It's it's something that's has little pieces of something that's very hard in it. No, I think it's like shredded beef and eggs. But yeah, it just my first bite, and it like and the server was like standing in front of us asking me if I wanted like more coffee or something, and I just like look at him like I was about to answer, and I like bit, and I just like my whole head shook because it was that hard, and it broke my tooth. And I just look at him, I'm like, and I start pointing at my mouth, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I just broke my tooth. And I like stand up, and I'm like legitimately pissed off. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is in this? And like I went outside, and I like called my dentist. Like, I don't know. They're like, hello, and I'm like, hi. I don't know why I'm calling you. I don't know what to say.
What do you guys do in emergency machaca situations?
They're like, do you have the rest of it? I was like, I swallowed the tooth.
You did?
Well, yeah, I had a mouthful of tooth.
So you weren't willing to spit out the food that you paid for with your hard-earned cash, and you're like, I'm swallowing
I will tell you
this
this: I did not eat any more of that. No, I boycotted them after that. I still paid though because I'm awkward. I was, even in the situation where I broke my tooth, I wouldn't ask for a refund.
Oh my god!
He's like, yeah, we looked. There's nothing hard in the meat, and I'm like, well, eggs don't usually break teeth, sir. Something's not right here.
Well, eggs don't usually break teeth, sir.
Yeah. Hey, think about this. Last time you ate an egg, do you still have your teeth?
That's a good Yelp review. Eggs don't usually break teeth, sir. But hey, this place was great. I'll leave it 4.5 stars.
It was great if you hate teeth. What if there was a food that was just like awesome, but you broke your tooth every time you ate it, and people are like, you've got to try it?
I feel like you would try it.
I would try it if I could pick the tooth. I'd pick my front one.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I like that.
Dude, so, very off subject.
Go ahead. Well, we talked about General Predator. Maybe we'll talk about it again in the future.
Yeah, we really didn't talk anything about it. Actually, we just said what we were listening to.
I mean, kind of.
Should we get back into it?
Yeah, a little bit. What else could we talk about with that album?
Eddie Ponce, wasn't that the kid's name?
Eddie Ponce?
Ponce?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a younger dude that was an assistant, I think.
Yeah.
But he was really nice. And we just kind of went in there and we did. Dude, I'm having such a hard time remembering that session.
It really was a long time ago.
I do remember that like Angels, I had written on the acoustic guitar, and we were like on our last day there, and I started playing it, and Andy just started doing like this like atmosphere style rap over it. Mm-hmm. And we like walked in, we're like, dude, this is really dope. Like, let's show them. Yeah, and that was recorded. A lot of people don't know this, but the recording of Angels that's on Gentle Predator, that's a live recording. That's all. And there's a live video, and
but that's all.
So weird.
That's all one.
I look
pass.
So weird, man.
That's cool.
I can't stress enough how weird I looked.
You did.
I was like 130 pounds, and I had like a haircut, a weird one. At that, it was a weird haircut, dude.
I feel like when we were 21, we looked like we were 14.
Dude,
when I see videos of us when we were 21, I'm like,
I looked like T-Sim Fuckus. Remember that?
Oh my god!
Do you remember those videos?
Yes.
Oh man. You can't believe I ever just remember that. No, but yeah, that was live, and we showed them. Yeah, like, let's just do it really quick.
I just think it's so interesting that we were able to force ourselves to before we recorded Gentle Predator, we were at home and we were going to meet up every night to practice and practice and write music together like 4 to 5 times a night while we were still working full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I was working at kids club, so I was watching 3 and 4-year-old kids for 8 hours a day, and then at night we would write and record, and we shared that practice space in Tempe with Captain Squeegee.
Oh, they got mad at us.
Yeah, they got mad at us. Why?
Because we bailed on the rent.
Oh, well, didn't my interface get broken or something? And we were like, fuck this, let's get out of here.
We still like them a lot.
We still love them.
Some of the most talented musicians.
Danny's the shit, dude. Shout out Danny.
Dude, Chris too. Chris Austin. All of them awesome.
Yeah, they're all awesome.
Awesome.
But I just think it's interesting that we were able to like sit in a room without recording anything and just play the song over and over and over again while we were writing it and just remember it. And then that's how we would go into the studio to record our albums. We would just remember everything part by part.
Yeah.
And then go record.
Dude, actually, the studio that we're in right now we're at 8123 studio, and it's the B room to another awesome recording studio here. And we recorded Poking Holes in a Pattern at the studio.
Yeah.
And we did it all live, except for the vocals.
Yeah. Bob Hobe. What did Andy call him? So we are literally hanging out with this guy every day for like 2 weeks. His name is Bob Hogue. He is a producer that owns this amazing studio in Mesa.
He's awesome.
And he runs this studio, and so we decided to do Poking Holes in a Pattern with this dude. Andy the entire time called him Bob Hode. And we had to explain to Andy after 2 weeks that his last name is not Hode and that it's Hogue.
He does that with everything, though.
Everything. Can
like
you
if he just like.
What about
like,
the time he was cooking in the kitchen? Remember when we all lived in Huntington Beach and he was cooking in the kitchen and he was like, "Hey Ryan, should I put
basil?" He like
goes, "Hey Ryan, would basil work on this?" And we all like stopped what we were doing, like, "What? What did you just say?"
He just doesn't care, like, and that's kind of cool. Like I don't know, like he just like literally can't be bothered to like worry about how to pronounce basil. That he just like runs with it, and you're just like, what the fuck? And you laugh at him. He's like, yeah, whatever.
He owned it. He owned it.
All right, basil. I don't know what basil is. Big whoop.
Yeah, he owned it, and that's how he gets by.
Dude, he said some funny things. Grapes are pretty fruit.
He asked me if bananas were vegan once. That's a good one. He asked me if bananas were vegan.
That's fire. Grapes are pretty fruit. I forget the context of that one. I just will never forget that. Grapes are pretty fruit. Like, yeah, they are pretty much fruit.
They are.
Grapes are fruit.
Yep, definitely.
That's a fucking fact.
What were you gonna bring up earlier? You're gonna bring something up.
Oh, I can't remember.
I saw a twinkle in your eye. You were thinking about something.
Oh, just before. Is it off subject though? Doesn't have to do with recording.
Let's just switch it up, dude.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk about camping experiences.
Okay.
Since this is called camp.
Okay. Yeah.
And we are camp counselors.
You've been camping?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't believe that.
I got stung by a bee once out camping.
Oh shit, dude.
I went fishing.
You went fishing, you got stung by a bee?
Yep. 2 separate occasions because I used to go all the time. I used to go so much, dude. I have so many experiences while camping. It's insane. I saw a Gila monster. No, actually, that was while hiking. I went hiking, too. Picture that. But talking about camp made me think of church camp.
Okay.
Which, have you ever gone to a church camp?
I forgot. No, but kind of similar. I went to YMCA camp once with Joey. And
is that just at a YMCA?
Like,
is that actual camp, or is it just at a basketball court where they make kids?
No, dude, it's
parents
a camp.
To drop their kids off because they're busy.
It was a nightmare, dude. It started raining, and they had us under these like tarps, and it was all muddy, and there were bugs crawling all over us. It was a good camping experience. But
sounds like a group camp.
No, it was up in like Prescott. It was like in the forest and shit.
Damn. That's pretty camp.
It was pretty camp.
Pretty camp. Well, like me and Andy grew up in a very, very weird Christian church, and it was like super strict. Little culty.
Little bit.
When I say that, people are like, "Whoa," but I only say that because if you search it online, it shows up on cultwatch.com. But it wasn't
So
like it
therefore,
wasn't.
I'm allowed to
weird.
say that.
We weren't growing salmonella. But we used to go to church camp all the time, and there's like preteen camp and then teen camp. And there was one year that they would always have a theme. They would always have like a theme for church camp, and this year was "I Can Take You Higher," and it was Creed themed, like the band.
How do you do what? How do you?
It was because Jesus can take you higher.
Well, yeah, I get
And
that.
everybody
but how do you
would
theme everything around Creed. The whole camp's themed around that.
Oh
or
yeah,
just
they had
that day?
the. No,
You're telling.
like, are you picturing
you're-
like there's like a room where there's like
telling-
Scott Stapp, the Scott Stapp worship room?
You're making it sound like you went to a camp that had like Scott Stapp, just statues
that his name?
everywhere. I don't know, something like that. Scott Stapps.
Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
He's losing it. He's definitely losing it.
He's got it, man. He's got
Anyways,
it. Keep going,
Andy's
sorry.
dad was one of the counselors for the camp, a real camp counselor, not like us. And
What?
he would.
Don't
I
say
mean,
that.
we are real.
Yeah,
We're
don't
more
say
real
that.
actually.
Please don't ever say it to me.
But he would sing Creed, like he would sing Can You Take Me Higher by Creed to all the campers every night. It was just a great experience, I remember. And then I played tetherball against a blind kid.
You didn't even win.
No, I beat him.
You
He
did?
didn't even see it coming.
All right, good. Wow, dude.
Sorry, that was cheap.
Wow.
Cheap shot.
That was a cheap shot.
I really didn't like him though because he could swear. Like he would swear and he would get away with it, and I was like, "Dude, this is church camp. You can't fucking do that."
You would say that to him?
Yeah.
This is church camp. You can't fucking do that.
Dude, you can't fucking swear. But I would get so mad. I was like, he gets away with everything just because he's blind. Which is really mean. Not mean, but
That is mean, but
he probably just thought he was camping. He couldn't see all the Creed posters. So mean. All right, that is mean. That's not funny.
oh my
Okay,
god.
that I kind of may have pushed the boundaries on that one.
No, I like that.
Okay.
Well, there are no boundaries.
There are no
On
boundaries.
the Kamp Podcast, we say whatever we feel.
I don't want to like make fun of
No,
disability.
You're
or anything.
not.
That's not.
you're not.
It was just Jared. He was kind of mean.
Yeah. You beat him in tetherball, and now you're making fun of him. So I don't. Yeah, you kind of a bad
Just
guy,
trying to
dude.
Just put some salt on that wound for him.
Oh,
I think he kicked me once, and I just after that I was just like, Jared, I'm just waiting for you to swing on that tether ball, and I can just rock your world.
Holy shit. So, what else we have going on, bro? What's good lately?
Nothing. I've just been in the studio with Mouse Powell making some serious fire. It's
That's
been
dope.
fun.
Shout out to our boy Mouse Powell. We've brought him on tour before. He's a rapper, singer extraordinaire from Phoenix, Arizona, and we've been homies with Mouse for years. And Ryan's been in the studio with him, working on some new music.
Yeah, dude, it's turning out sick. I'm
That's
stoked.
dope. That's super
It's been
dope.
fun.
Hell
It's
yeah.
cool to just do something different. Like I feel like you come up, like working with different artists, you come up with different things than you would have with your band because you have other people
Totally.
around. But we're also with Matt Keller and Austin Jones, who we've worked with for our last few albums. So it's
Yeah.
really comfortable.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm really uncomfortable right now, though. I just got a little wave of anxiety from the coffee.
From the coffee.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
know. This is what happens to me. If I have to do something, I'll drink coffee, and then it gives me anxiety, and then I have to like stand up and like go actually do it, or else I'm gonna feel like shit if I just sit down. But now I'm just sitting down.
Do you drink coffee every morning now?
I mean, I was, and then I stopped for the last week, and that's why it's hit me hard.
Dude, if I don't have coffee by like 11 o'clock, I start getting really angry and I don't know why. And then I start having kind of like a headache.
I just go
And,
back to sleep.
Dude, I can't I don't take naps. You know that about me.
I don't take naps either.
Like
I
I
can't.
do not take naps. I can't take naps.
It makes me feel like I'm wasting my time if I take a nap. And also I won't sleep at night, so I don't do it. But then in the time that I would have been napping, I do nothing.
I just feel shittier when I wake up from a nap. I can't take naps.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little nice. I really don't do it ever though, unless I like
Yeah.
Really need to. I took a nap the other day. It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 4:30. So.
All right. So here's another thing I could ask you. What do you think? I kind of hate how people have been doing this shit because it's like, oh, the last decade, but the decade's over. We're starting a new one. What do you think? Like, were like the biggest moments for Katastro in the last decade?
Red Rocks twice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Probably Red Rocks and I don't know, dude. We've done some crazy shit.
Playing Red Rocks is a really big deal. I mean, that shit's nuts, dude.
Dude, that's like just such a fucking bucket list thing. Like as
I remember,
like we used to sit at your house and we'd watch Incubus live at Red Rocks all the time.
Yeah, totally.
And it was just like, dude, I used to dream of seeing a show there.
I used to have dreams of being on stage playing Red Rocks when we were 16 in high school, and then when it finally happened and we played Red Rocks, it was like, it literally was one of those perfect moments in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I looked around on stage and like, first of all, when you're on stage playing at Red Rocks, it looks like you're playing to a sea of people because the crowd just goes up.
Dude, and it's super steep. Like, you don't realize how steep it is, but when you're on stage, you're looking like straight up to see everybody.
And it's just like, this sounds cheesy, but dude, give me all the cheese. It's magical.
Dude, it was
really magical.
I remember when the first time we played there with both times we played there, we've been with Dirty Heads, which is incredibly awesome. Shout out Dirty Heads. We love you guys.
Yeah.
They've helped us so much. But it started raining really fucking bad, and we were the first band of 4. And they had to like cut some time off of our set because it was raining so bad, remember? And they had like the guy, like everything was in tarps. Yeah. And they had the guy like watching the weather app thing. And I just remember like, he's like, yeah, you guys only have 15 minutes. He's like, we might have to cut your set. And I just remember being like, I wanted to cry. I literally wanted to cry.
We were all like, fuck, dude.
Like, what if we finally had this moment, like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and like, what if it doesn't happen?
We barely made it there, too. Our van was all fucked up, and we were like legit tripping that we were not going to make it to the Red Rock show.
Dude, I think that we stopped at a gas station, and I looked under the van, and something was like red from how hot it was. It was like just not supposed to happen.
So, yeah, Red Rocks was definitely one of the biggest ones for me, like, over the last decade, because, I don't know, it's just fucking insane that we got to experience that not only once but twice. I mean, I think we'll definitely play there again.
I hope so. Yeah,
I think we will. But
that's what's cool about this scene too. Is like, I feel like if we were in another
a lot of scenes don't play there.
Like
Denver just shows a lot of love to like our scene and like all these bands that we've toured with and stuff.
And that's why our shows in Denver now are just fucking awesome. They're always on fire because
our last show in Denver was on the Tropical Heartbreak tour. We played at the Bluebird Theater.
Yeah, dude, that place
was
awesome.
rad.
I loved it.
It's like a little mini theater. I mean,
the
it's a
staff
theater,
was cool,
but it's like I like how it kind of feels like a mini amphitheater. How the seats go up.
Yeah, it's like.
And I feel like no matter where you're standing in there, you have a good spot to watch the show.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was cool. Staff was great. Everybody was like, we loved it there.
Shout out to our manager Gonzo. He showed up with like $400 worth of Chipotle and catered food to the whole tour and the whole staff of the venue. Yeah. The fucking venue loved us that night. We're like, damn, Gonzo, you should buy the sound guy Chipotle every night.
Every day we should just show up with
get
like
fucked.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
That guy in San Antonio wouldn't have.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about this fucker, dude.
Okay.
Holy shit.
But we do have to, before we do this, should we just not say where it was, the venue? Because they actually handled it very well. They took care of it.
Yeah, let's not mention the venue, but dude, fuck this guy. We had the worst sound experience and like just overall situation with a front of house engineer at this venue.
Bad.
Let's just say we were somewhere in Texas.
San Antonio.
Yep.
I just want to say the venue.
Yeah, we were in San Antonio. And
yeah, I don't just like not want to say the venue because the venue handled it, and like we talked to them about it, and afterwards the owners like reached out to us and like
there's no reason to put the venue on blast or the staff or anyone, but this guy fucking sucked.
This dude,
like, dude, how many shows have we played over the last 10 years?
So many.
Probably close. I mean, dude, at least like a lot.
I would say at least a lot, or maybe more than that.
I would say definitely around that general area.
Yeah, probably within the bounds of a lot.
But we get there, we start setting up our shit, we start sound checking, and Andy asks him. This is the first time Andy's even spoken in the day, probably. He walks up on stage, grabs the mic, and goes, "Hey, am I loud enough out there?" And the sound guy looks at him and goes, "Yeah, why wouldn't you be?"
Why would
But
I
he
not
said
have
it-
you loud enough?
He said it just like that. Like, literally the same tone as me. I'm gonna reenact it one more time.
All right. This is a dramatic reenactment.
Why wouldn't you be? Is that
Why,
good?
no, he said, "Why would I not have you loud enough out here?"
Oh, he did say it like that, huh?
And then we were just like, "Woohoo."
And we were like, ooh, this is how the rest of the fucking night's going to go.
Well, I mean, it's like a stereotype that sound guys are assholes. And like,
well, some of them. It's just you.
well, I mean, that's the stereotype is that
Yeah.
like they're grumpy. And
well, they're dealing with a
and
lot
it
of
happens.
dumbass bands that roll through there, and
Yeah,
they have to
like
deal with a
us.
lot of bullshit. So it makes sense why some of them are upset.
yeah, no, for sure.
But we
And,
were
like,
we were punctual. We showed up early. We were very polite. Our band's always very polite to staff at venues.
yeah,
That's
'cause-
one thing I'm actually proud of our band. Like, we show up, we handle our shit, we're respectful to everyone. We don't pull like,
yeah, we're not assholes
rock stars shit
to them.
and, you know
We're
what
just
I mean?
assholes to each other.
Yeah, just each other. But keep going.
So, not only so that, and then I, like when I was setting up, I needed an outlet to plug in my synth, or like something.
Your bass and your synth.
Yeah. And so I was like going through the lines, and I was just like, I have one DI stereo. I'm going left out into my synth, right out into my bass guitar. I'm gonna need two outlets from you. And he just looked at me, and he held up like a power strip, and he just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He looked at you like you were a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
And
like
Tanner, I looked over at Tanner, and I thought Tanner was gonna drop kick him in the head. Like Tanner was like shaking his head, like looking he was gonna explode.
dude,
Tanner was so mad.
I've never been like mean, like just rude to somebody. Like I was so on the verge of just like going off on him, but I knew he was in control of our show.
That's what.
But like
That's the thing.
I was like, oh, and he goes. So he counts them, and he counts each open outlet that's on there, and it was behind one of like some cables and shit. I didn't see it. It's whatever. Who cares? And he goes, that should be enough, right? And I wanted to choke him.
Dude, you know what's funny is like that is why you have to be so careful, because they hold all the power to completely fuck our show over.
Yeah.
If he wants to during our set, he could completely fuck us. So it's like he knows that you are not going to be rude to him because of that.
Right, and he was just using that.
Dude, that's gotta be what it feels like.
Because like
Sitting
we've had sound guys that have been like rude or whatever, but like
It
we
was another
always
level.
could walk up to him and be like, hey man,
Yeah.
dude, like we appreciate you, thank you so much, and then he's like cool about it, and like or like you know what I mean,
Yeah.
And like this guy was just, it was so much.
it was over the top.
It was so over the top that like literally every single one of us like wanted to physically fight him.
So after this happens, we finally get our fucking sound check done. It was a nightmare, the whole process. The band that was opening for us, they had a camera on stage,
Bikini Trill.
a very fucking expensive camera, and the dude during their set walks up and purposely knocks the camera over, and it rolls down a flight of stairs.
He had to like move a cable, so he like grabbed with the cable and whipped it into their camera. And then
And then it just
they were
spiraled out
like,
of
they're
control
like,
from
where's
there.
the sound? Like they were having a problem. There's like, where's the sound guy? And because he was nowhere to be found, because he just like started the set,
Yeah.
broke a camera and walked away. And then they started chanting, where's the
Where's
sound
the
guy?
sound guy? Where's-
Sound guy. They got the whole crowd to chant like, where's the sound guy? And he walks in and he just like sabotages their set. And we know about this, and we're like, dude, like,
You can tell when a front of house engineer is trying to sabotage someone's set.
He was
can
like
tell.
turning down very important aspects of their set and just
Yeah.
being like on purpose, like
just
fucking
being
with their levels.
just
Malicious.
being malicious for sure.
And
I couldn't.
but we
think
knew about this, and it's like it put us in a weird spot, because as a headliner, if somebody's fucking with our openers like that, we can't have that, because we don't want them to feel like we're not having their
taking
back
care
in
of them and
situations,
shit. So
and we don't want them to have any situation, but also we can't go up and confront the sound guy
because he's
and
gonna fuck our set up.
because he's gonna do the same thing to our set.
It's a weird
and
position for us to
So
be.
we were like, hey, we talked to like management there, and we're like, we need to have a talk with you guys after the set, and because we were really mad. Just the whole thing.
I was really
And
angry.
the guy there was like, one of them was an asshole.
Dude, he had a man bun, and he was actually really good looking and tall and had a man bun, which kind of made it worse, but which probably made us hate him more.
Because he was just hot.
He was hot, dude.
And mean.
He was hot and mean and just...
That's like my perfect combo.
It was.
No, just so he was just like, he was kind of rude, but I think he was just like trying to have his staffs back, and we were trying to have our, I think he didn't realize like how bad it actually was, and we were probably just thought we were like complaining for no reason.
Yeah.
But the other guy was really cool. I can't remember his name, like Javier or something.
Definitely wasn't Javier, but I could see how you'd call him Javier.
Xavier or Javier. It was like something like that with like a J or an X.
Anyways, yeah, that shit sucked.
But they reached out to us the next day, and he's fired.
Yeah, he got basically our tour manager reached out and talked to the owner of the club, and that guy no longer works there.
Yeah, and they were like really apologetic, and they were really cool. Like honestly, I would play there again for sure, 100%. It was
totally.
Maybe not that room, but
I don't think that's ever happened to us like that bad. I mean, I try to think about like the funniest or weirdest or worst things that have happened to us on stage.
Yeah, I mean, I've had like instruments like completely break, or like my monitor just completely went out, and then I looked at the sound guy, and he's like, just shrugs at me like, well, you're just not gonna have a monitor for the rest of the set.
Fuck, dude.
You go through a lot. There's like so much that can go wrong during a set.
There's so much that can go wrong.
And you just hope, like, because something will go wrong, but you just hope it's not something that will.
No matter what, something goes wrong.
Something small, yeah.
Something small. I mean, there's been a handful of shows where I feel like have gone perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
And those are crazy. But like,
do you remember when we played that festival in Salt Lake City, and you had your computer up on stage, and you forgot to turn off airplane, or what is it? You forgot to put it on airplane mode or whatever it's called.
Micah Brown from Iration FaceTimed me, and it started blaring through the PA.
Through the speaker, so everybody in the crowd is here. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. The whole band looked back at me mortified. And then
I think you didn't know what was going on at first.
No, I just shut it.
You couldn't hear it.
And then Micah Brown, right after our set, walked up and was just like laughing because he knew what happened.
It's so awesome.
It's so funny.
Nothing ruins a set than just
embarrassment, dude.
Having a cell phone ringtone come out as loud as all the other instruments.
Embarrassing times, dude. I should tell the story of when I was 17 and I turned off a kid's amp because I thought that his amp was fucked up, but really they were an experimental noise band.
Go for it.
That is so.
Is this in the S. Vaughn stages?
Yeah, this is one of the most humiliating moments of my life. Like, it really is.
Yeah, you don't want to look dumb in front of those people.
Me and my friend Calvin. me and my buddy Calvin played in a band right before Katastro started. I was in a punk thrashy band called Sub Vacuum of Nothing, and we played some small punk shows out in LA, and we played at this like house show in a basement with like 30 people there. And the band that played before us was a noise band, and I did not know this. And they went up and they started playing their set. I didn't know they were playing their set. The kid was behind his amp messing with it, and it was making terrible noises. So I ran up and helped him turn the amp off because I thought he was trying to turn the amp off. Everyone in there just started staring at me like, "What are you doing?" And I instantly realized, oh my God, this was a part of their set to make these terrible noises out of the amp. Calvin, my two best friends, were looking at me like just so embarrassed and like sad for me, and just like I immediately realized what I was doing. And think about that: 30 people at a weird punk show, you don't know anyone there.
Yeah,
they're all looking at you.
Was
like,
it in a house?
It was in a basement.
Yeah,
and I still think about that and still feel embarrassed about it. Do you have shit like that where you like still feel embarrassed about?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, because I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Me and one of my friends were talking about shit like this the other day. We had like a list of funny things that like things that you just will never. It's really hard to forgive yourself for. That are like, holy shit, how did I fucking do that?
Yeah, my problem is I have so many of them.
Do you ever think of?
I think I just can't remember because they just affect me less now.
Do you ever regret taking a bite of Ben Kairos' sandwich when he was on a date?
That is definitely one.
Can I tell the story?
We were here.
Can I tell the story? Yeah, we were at this studio. It was when we were recording Poking Holes in a Pattern. We were like, all right, let's go take a lunch. Let's go take a break. Let's go take a lunch break, guys. So the whole band, we all walk down the street to get some food, and we walk in this restaurant, and one of our buddies from high school was there, and he was obviously on like a first date. Like he had just met this girl, and they were on a date. And we all walk into this restaurant. We're like, oh, hey, Ben. And they're like sitting there eating their food. And Ryan walks up to him and goes, oh, hey, dude, could I try a bite of your sandwich? Like, not joking. And
I did.
And Bren was
awkwardly
was like, yeah. And like lets him take a bite. Ryan takes a bite, and we all are just like, dude, what the fuck did you just do?
To be fair, I had hung out with that dude like every day for a very long time, and I'd never seen him with a girl before. So no part of me thought that he was on a date.
So maybe like I think.
And if
like,
it's just my boy, I'm taking
your
a bite
natural
of that,
state. You probably were just like, dude, he's just chilling with his sister.
Yeah,
that's what you thought.
They got married.
Him and his sister.
Ben married his sister. I forgot to tell you,
dude. Congrats, Ben.
Congrats on marrying your own sister.
Oh my God.
No, yeah, they got married, and it's all because they bonded over how weird it was that I took a bite of their sandwich.
Dude, that's good, but it's not nearly as embarrassing as the punk show one. It's pretty embarrassing.
I mean, I didn't have 30 people watching.
That's what's actually really annoying and really funny is that every time we like each want to kind of piss each other off, we can pull things from literally like 12 years ago that we still don't forget about each other and that we still make fun of each other for.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I know a few, but
yeah,
pretty dirty. I don't want to.
Pretty dirty.
A few on you, but I'm not gonna throw them out there.
Some really mean ones.
Mean ones. Very mean ones. Oh man, that's funny. Remember when we went to that house party once, just me and you, and with all those like hipster kids I used to hang out with, and I like took 2 hits of a blunt, and I had
Stravs,
full panic attack, and I just had to sit in this room and try to like count my breaths, and they had strobes on, and it was like 10 hipsters, like 19-year-olds.
That was Clint Sorensen.
Yeah, dude, Clint's awesome. I mean, I haven't seen him since that day, but he was awesome back then. Hopefully he's still awesome.
He's still awesome.
Awesome. Great. But yeah, no, I just sat there, and there was just a strobe, and I was so uncomfortably high, and there's just like 10 19-year-olds like drinking fucking Pabst.
Definitely Pabst.
It was just so miserable.
And that's the last time Ryan smoked weed.
No. Yeah. I don't smoke. I hate it.
I don't smoke anymore.
Like, and it's weird for people because we're always on reggae tours.
Everyone thinks we all smoke a lot of weed, but really, like, none of us really.
Not anymore.
Tanner
dude.
still smokes, doesn't
every
he?
now and then.
Andy
bit. Every now and then, but everybody's like, yeah, like smoke with me before your set. I'm like, dude, if I smoked before the set, I would not remember it. Like, I just can't handle it. Like, I don't know why. It was like the one thing, like the one drug.
I can't
if
handle.
I do it, it's like I can't function.
My worst situation is being stoned and trying to talk to fans at the shows. I can't do that, man.
Dude, I can't even.
It makes me feel so weird and uncomfortable.
I have to. Yeah.
I'll never forget one time. Duddy from Dirty Heads. We were doing a string of shows with Dirty Heads, and I think we were in Colorado somewhere, and Duddy gave me and Andy these little gummy bears. He's like, oh yeah, they're chill, don't worry, like there's not that much in them. And we didn't know he was fucking lying to us. They were very powerful edibles. Me and Andy each ate one, and like 30-40 minutes go by, and me and Andy are sitting backstage, and we immediately look at each other like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Like, we were both tripping immediately. Yeah. So we walk downstairs, and we walk out the door, which we think is the door to the venue, and it's not. It's the door to the fucking stage. And we open it, and there's just thousands of people cheering and Dirty Heads on stage. And we look at each other like freaked out. Like, we were way too edible high. And so we go into the van. It was when we rented that Sprinter because our
other van broke.
Our van broke, yeah. And I remember we went and laid in the Sprinter, and we just sat there and waited to leave the show because we were both just too high to be around anybody. And we were like freaking out.
Yeah, dude, like I used to smoke like in high school, and it was always fun. But I stopped for like a year, and then after that, anytime I would do it, I would just get so paranoid and so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, I just can't do this. And then like a year would go around, and I'd be like, hey, I'm doing better now. Like, I'll try it again. And it's
Yeah.
just so uncomfortable. I did that for years, and now it's just like, I just don't even try. Like, there's no point. It's not fun for me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I know I hate it. And so, I don't know. I just don't do it. But since I have the longest hair in the band, I get all the free weed.
Everyone, every fucking night we're on tour, if someone wants to hand Ryan a bag of weed or joints or something.
Dude, if I walk around,
and
like,
usually you just say, yeah, thanks, dude, and then you just give it to Colby.
like in Colorado,
'Cause our
if
tour-
I go out in the
yeah.
crowd, I'll have like ounces.
Our tour manager, Colby, likes to, he likes the ganj.
He likes to get high and play WoW.
Hey, speaking of marijuana, Tom Hanks' son. Go ahead.
Bumba clot.
Bumbaclat.
Dude.
It's
who's
weird.
speaking like patois, like the Jamaican patois?
If anyone wants to know what we're talking about, just Google Tom Hanks Golden Globe.
Son.
Tom Hanks' son. That's where the first
Is his
thing
name
that's gonna.
Chet? I think his name's Chet.
Dude, that is the most uncomfortable shit I've ever watched. It is so bizarre.
Why do people pretend like they're from other countries?
You shouldn't do that.
It doesn't matter the country.
You
Just
can't
don't
do
do
that.
that.
You can't do that.
It's mean if you do it to any other culture. Why is it not mean to do it to Jamaicans? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't go around doing like imitating like a rude fucking Asian accent, or you wouldn't go around like, you know, like Spanish or anything like that. You wouldn't like just joke about that. Everybody would fucking tear you apart.
It's
But
bizarre.
why is it like okay
I don't know.
for people to walk around and be like pretending like they're from, you know what I mean?
It's fucking
Like, I don't know
weird.
how much I want to get into it because,
I know.
but it's such
like,
a common thing that it doesn't make sense to me. It's
yeah.
like, just be yourself, because nobody's not gonna.
It's
Like in music, it
it's
happens
in
a lot.
music,
Is what I'm saying.
especially in the reggae scene.
And I don't want to.
Don't wanna get into it too
Yeah, because
much,
I don't
but-
want people to be like,
Oh,
"Oh,
they're
that's
fucking
cool,"
haters.
but I just don't. To me, I just don't understand it. And to me, it's kind of like almost mocking, like the culture that,
Yeah.
especially in the scene. If you're making the music and you're using elements of that culture, then like, why?
Yeah.
Mock it?
I think there's like ways to do it in a way that it's still your own style. Like
what?
I don't know, like I mean hip hop, it's like
Like Drake saying "tings."
yeah,
He
or
gets shit for that.
well, that and just I don't know, a lot of rappers rap differently than they actually speak.
Yeah, but they're not faking.
Yeah, but they're not
Accents.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it gets weird. It gets weird fast.
Yeah, I don't want to get too into it because I feel like we could get some
We're
heat
gonna-
for this.
People,
But
yeah.
but really, dude, like, I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Just be yourself. Like, if Andy started talking like that, I would
Dude.
lose my mind. He's like, I got a new song.
We should just put out an album where he completely switches his accent.
No, we should not do that.
What would it be called?
Big things coming. Oh man, big tune.
So, I don't know, man. Think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
Should
I'm already late. I gotta go.
Ryan drank
another
too much
session with-
coffee. He's got to go get a
Keep getting flashes of
he needs to go get
severe anxiety, so I
he
need
needs
to
to
go
get
get behind the wheel and stay in traffic for a
Get
little bit. So nothing calms me down like traffic.
go get a chamomile tea.
Yeah,
Chamomile. It's not
Chamo-
chamomile. What the fuck? dude?
chamomile.
Don't know how to pronounce anything.
You don't even fucking drink tea.
I don't. I do. I drank some turmeric tea last night. Helps my wrists. Makes them feel nice.
Juicing hurts my wrist, but if I drink it, it helps. All right, yeah. Let's
So yeah, we have. Let's
check
just
the dates.
check the dates.
Go to
Katastro.com.
Katastro.com.
We got VIP tickets available, regular tickets available for all these shows leading up to the Reggae Rise Up Festival, and more dates coming soon, ya bitch.
Yeah, big things coming.
Big things coming soon. More dates coming.
Maybe we're just being just as bad as Chet Hanks.
Yeah, it's just, dude, it's so weird. I can't. I'm gonna go watch that video 5 times right now.
Yeah, me too. All right, guys, it's
All
time
right.
to go to bed. You Fat campers.
Throw some water on the campfire, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee on it.
All right.
All right. Good night, people.
Love you all.
Good morning and good night.
Love you all.
Talk to you soon.